In a kingdom locked in an eternal winter lived a king and a queen who yearned for a child. One day, the queen pricked her finger, and the sweet drops of blood fell on the snow. "I wish for a daughter," she whispered, "with skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and the hair as black as ebony." Her wish came true, and they named the princess Snow White. But the queen's joy was short-lived, as she soon passed away. The king remarried a woman of stunning beauty, but her heart was cold and filled with vanity. Her most prized possession was a magic mirror. Every day she asked, "Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?" And the mirror always answered, "Thou, O queen, art the fairest of all." But Snow White grew into a young woman whose beauty, born from a kind heart, began to outshine the queen's. One day, the mirror's answer changed. "Famed is thy beauty, majesty, but alas, a lovely maiden, Snow White, is more fair than thee." Consumed by a furious jealousy, the queen ordered her huntsman to take Snow White into the forest and end her life. But the huntsman, moved by Snow White's innocence, couldn't do it. "Run!" he urged her. "Run away and never look back." Terrified and alone, Snow White ran until she collapsed. When she awoke, friendly forest animals guided her to a tiny cottage. Inside, everything was a mess. With a kind heart, she cleaned the entire house before falling asleep across 7 little beds. The owners, 7 dwarfs returning from their mine, were shocked to find her. Touched by her story, they offered her a safe home if she would cook and clean for them. Snow White happily agreed, but the queen soon learned from her mirror that Snow White was still alive. Disguised as an old peddler, she journeyed to the cottage with a poisoned apple. One side was puree, but the other held a spell called the sleeping death. Snow White, despite the dwarf's warnings, couldn't resist the tempting fruit. She took one fateful bite and fell into a deep, endless sleep. The dwarfs, alerted by the forest animals, chased the wicked queen to a cliff's edge. As she tried to crush them with a boulder, lightning struck, and she plunged into the abyss below. Heartbroken, the dwarfs placed the beautiful Snow White in a glass coffin, unable to bear burying her. One day, a prince who had once been charmed by Snow White's song came upon the glade. Struck by her beauty, he leaned down and gave her what he thought was a final farewell, love's first kiss. Miraculously, the spell broke. Snow White's eyes fluttered open. She was alive. The dwarfs danced with joy as the prince took her to his kingdom, where they were married. Kindness had conquered jealousy, and they lived happily ever after. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.